From standoff to dialogue, we review what South Korea and North Korea can do to achieve unification. A new consumption trend, sharing economy. We explore Seoul's strategy as a sharing city. Gyeongbokgung Palace, the first place to use electricity in Korea. We review the palace's restoration project. Korea's #1 disaster response robot in the world. We take a look at Korea's robotics industry. August 25th. North and South Korean officials finally reached an agreement and diffused the mounting tensions. What more can we do to find peace? The trigger went off on August 4th when a landmine planted by North Korea in the southern side of the DMZ exploded and caused serious injury to 2 South Korean soldiers. North Korea refused to apologize, and South Korea took countermeasures. South Korea resumed broadcasting propaganda through loudspeakers for the first time in 11 years. It's a psychological warfare tactic that delivers news of Korea and the world to North Korean soldiers and citizens. On August 20th, North Korea fired shells towards South Korea. The South Korean soldiers responded with artillery rounds. Military tension continued to escalate when North Korean submarines vanished and South Korea began looking for their traces. But when North Korea suggested a high-level talk on August 22nd, South Korea accepted the proposal, and the officials of 2 Koreas continued their talk for 4 straight days. Their agreements include holding a summit in the near future and North Korea's expression of regret over the landmine attack.
북한은 식량을 얻기 위한 경제적 지원을 얻기 위한 그 전략이 맞아 들어간 거고 남쪽은 북쪽이 먼저 대화를 지어도록 한 것이죠. 그 다음 전략은 정상회담이죠. 근데 정상회담을 어떤 방식으로 하느냐 이거는 상당히 시간이 걸리겠지만 한 가지 상당히 고무적인 일은 하지 않습니다. 바로 박근혜 대통령이 지금 김정은 위원장의 아버지를 만났다는 사실입니다. 한나라당 대표 시절에 김정일 당시 국방위원장하고 만나서 회담을 했다는 것, 그거는 상당히 앞으로 이 문제를 풀어가는데 상당히 디딤돌이 되지 않을까.
North and South finally turned from military standoff to dialogue. Which direction should they take now? Germany, unified in 1990, might hold an answer. German Cultural Institute's executive director, Dr. Stefan Dreyer, witnessed Germany's unification with his own eyes. Germany was divided after World War II and united 45 years later. Their experience is an important example.
One of the differences is that there never was a civil war or a war between East Germans and West Germans. This is a different situation in Korea. Now, looking at the German experience pre-unification, one probably could say that it was important that even if there was no direct hope for unification, there were channels for dialogue and there were channels for exchange, which were established through a political process long before it came to the situation of unification.
North and South Korea's main exchange is in the form of economic cooperation at the Kaesong Industrial Complex. Kaesong Industrial Complex has been in operation since 2004, but it came to a halt several times whenever the relationship between North and South Korea frosted. However, the recent agreement between North and South Korea is expected to boost the 2 nations' economic cooperation.
Well, I believe that the only way to maintain reasonable or better good relations between 2 Korean states is to develop all kinds of exchanges and especially economic exchanges. I am quite happy that Kaesong Industrial Zone has survived, and I believe that it's vital to again start increasing economic cooperation between 2 countries.
North Korea's military dictatorship has strengthened over 3 generations. However, changes are starting to take shape in North Korea. Andrew Salmon is a journalist who has personally visited North Korea and published 2 books about the Korean War. And this is his insight on North Korea's change.
And that very, very important story is the complete 360-degree change in the North Korean economy. What used to be a socialist economy is now de facto a marketized, basic capitalist economy. This was something the people did, not the regime did. It's the first time in North Korean history that's happened. And the North Korean government, the regime can't control it. They've tried to control the markets in 2007, in 2009, and failed both times. So this economic change is here to stay.
North Korea is slowly changing. It's a sign of hope for unification. Cooperation between North and South must also take place. Since 2004, the two sides have jointly carried out a movement to retrieve the lost cultural properties of Korea. Two of the retrieved assets are South Korea's national treasure, Annals of the Joseon Dynasty, and North Korea's national treasure, Pukwan Victory Monument. Through North and South Korea's cooperation, these cultural properties could come home.
문화재 반환은 단순히 한 점 한 점의 문화재를 되찾는다기보다도 문화재 반환을 통해서 민족의 동질성을 회복하고 문화재 제자리 찾기를 넘어서 민족의 제자리 찾기까지 가는 그런 통일까지 바라보는 서로 동질성을 회복하는 그런 운동으로서 가치가 있지 않나 생각하고 있습니다.
Yeomyung School provides education for young North Korean defectors. More than 1,000 North Koreans flee from their country's oppression every year. Educating them is an important investment for the future of unification. This school helps North Korean defectors adjust to South Korea and tries to find ways for the North and South Koreans to accept and adjust to each other.
먼저 온 통일의 미래인 탈북자들을 대상으로 해서 이 사람들이 남한 민주사회, 자유민주사회에 잘 적응하도록 교육하는 교육 내용이나 교수법이나 이런 것들을 참 모델링해서 북한 교육이 스무스하게 남한 교육과 통합이 될 수 있도록 그래서 교육을 통해서 남북한의 사회 통합을 이루는데 뭔가 미리 좀 준비를 하자.
A reunion for the separated families is also expected to take place in the near future. Hopeful prospects are blooming for the North-South Korean summit as well, and all the efforts that have been made for unification will accelerate.
Within 7 years of its launch, the online accommodations website Airbnb grew to be worth $2.5 billion, and the market size of the world's sharing economy has been growing by at least 80% every year.
자본주의 구조에 대한 해결책이자 공유경제에 주는 또 다른 가치는 재화의 생산과 소비로 인해서 발생하는 환경 문제에 대한 근본적인 해결책이 가능하다는 것이 공유경제가 중요한 이유가 되겠습니다.
Sharing economy is no longer just an alternative economic system, but a megatrend that will shift the global paradigm. And Korea's sharing economy is taking a giant leap. Trevor Fannin from the U.S. came to Korea for his summer vacation, and he chose to stay at a hanok. What's unique about this hanok is that it's actually a family home.
I think it's nice to get a little bit of history and culture when you are staying away from home, and hotels are all the same. You can stay at a hotel anytime, so why not stay in a traditional Korean style house like a hanok every now and then? It's quite nice.
Trevor made reservations for this hanok through Korea's accommodation sharing website Kojaja. Space sharing is becoming more popular because homeowners can rent their extra rooms and travelers can save money. They can also exchange culture through this experience. In 2014, Forbes magazine described Seoul as a leader in the sharing economy. Seoul announced plans to establish sharing industries in 2012, and in 2013, Seoul declared itself a sharing city and presented various proposals.
서울시는 기업과 민간 시민단체가 공유에 적극적으로 참여할 수 있도록 제도적으로 공유 촉진 조례라고 하는 지방법을 만들었습니다. 서울시가 앞으로 향후 정책으로 개발할 수 있도록 하기 위해서 민과 관이 함께 거버넌스 협의체를 만들었습니다.
Seoul's sharing economy can be categorized into space, goods, and experience. More and more people are turning to car sharing and shared parking due to the problem of finding parking space. Sharing goods has become a trend as well. The Open Closet is an up-and-coming clothes sharing company. When people donate suits they don't wear, the Open Closet rents them out at cheap prices.
그 옷장 속에 안 입는 정장들이 집집마다 아마 한두 벌씩은 있으실 거라고 생각이 되거든요. 그 옷들을 저희가 기증을 받아서 꼭 필요로 하시는 분들, 예를 들면 청년 구직자라든지 뭐 결혼식을 가려고 하는데 옷이 급하게 없으시다든지 그런 분들한테 공유해드리는.
Office workers in their 30s and 40s often leave messages of encouragement for young adults who are about to take their first steps into society. The Open Closet is popular among young people who find buying suits a financial burden.
저렴하긴 한데 좋은 취지에서 하는 거라서 또 의미가 있는 것 같아요.
The Seoul Youth Hub helps young people find jobs. Here, a knowledge-sharing company called Wisdom enables people to connect with each other and share what they know.
사람도서관이라는 서비스를 운영을 하고 있는데요. 이제 한 사람 한 사람이 가진 지식이나 재능, 경험들을 한 권의 책이라고 보고 그 사람 책이 가지고 있는 경험들을 오프라인으로 만나서 공유할 수 있게 하는 온라인 플랫폼 서비스를.
These are people who've met each other through Wisdom. This is a flower cake art class. Kim Hee-jin registered herself on Wisdom website to share her knowledge of flower cake art with others.
이걸 알려달라고 하는 사람들은 저랑 취미가 비슷하고 생각하는 게 비슷하더라고요. 대화도 되게 잘 되고. 그래서 약간 이런 걸 알려주면서 만나는 자리가 되게 즐겁고 재밌더라고요.
Streets near Hongik University in Seoul. The Hongdae Free Market has been taking place here for 13 years. Many Koreans and foreigners visit this free market in Mapogu, Seoul. In recent years, the free market has become even more popular by offering art programs to the visitors.
This is my second summer coming to the Hongdae Free Market. I love all of the local art and I buy gifts for my family and little trinkets and everything's really creative and awesome.
정부는 이용할 수 있는 툴과 제도를 만들고 또 문화를 조성해주고 기본적으로는 민간이 조금 더 자발적이고 적극적으로 할 수 있는 그런 길로 가는 게 이 공유도시라는 프로그램이 지속화되지 않을까.
Sharing economy will revitalize the world market with new ideas. Hopefully, it will become one of the solutions for overcoming the global recession.
Recently, the site of Korea's very first power plant was discovered at Gyeongbokgung Palace. The excavation team also dug up many electricity-related artifacts when they discovered the electric light plant.
이 유물들이 전기등소에서 발굴된 유물들입니다. 1870년대라는 제작 연도가 이게 새겨져 있어서 이 유리 절연체의 생산 연도로 저희들은 추정하고 있습니다.
This is a big discovery for Korea's power industry. The site is located south of Hyangwon-ji Pond and north of Yeonghundang Hall. During Emperor Gojong's reign at the end of the Joseon dynasty, the United States Edison Electric Company established the light plant and lit up Gyeongbokgung Palace for the first time in Korea. Located in the heart of Seoul, Gyeongbokgung Palace is where Joseon kings resided and saw to political affairs. Gyeongbokgung Palace recently opened for a night tour. It only happens for a few weeks out of the year, and only a limited number of visitors can enter. The night view of the palace is a mesmerizing sight, with its unique charms that cannot be seen during the day. Soft lights illuminate the palace buildings, heightening the beauty of the architecture.
For night, it's very beautiful because there are too many light, colorful people all around, so it's fun.
It is very limited, special opportunity to come to Gyeongbokgung at night. That's why I think the lighting is perfect. It's not too bright, so it feels kind of artistic and almost like you're in a movie. I really enjoyed it.
Gyeongbokgung Palace is a must-see tourist attraction of Korea. The increasing number of visitors to the palace demonstrates its growing popularity. Joseon was founded by Taejo Lee Seong-gae in 1392 and ruled the Korean peninsula for over 500 years. Gyeongbokgung Palace was the first of the 5 palaces that were built in Seoul during the Joseon dynasty. It was also the central place where all the political affairs took place.
대한민국의 역사를 만들어가는 과정에서 500년 이상 통치의 중심 장소였기 때문에 그곳에서 한 나라가 이루어지기 위해서 필요한 모든 일이 의논됐다고 볼 수가 있습니다. 조선왕조실록, 승정원일기 등이 조선왕조의 궁궐에서 이루어진 정치의 내용을 상세하게 담아내고 있고 그런 기록 유산들이 오늘날 세계적인 가치가 있는 것으로 인정받아서 세계유산으로 지정이 되어 있습니다.
Japan destroyed much of Gyeongbokgung Palace during its early 20th century colonial period. Only about 10% of the buildings survived. There were 509 buildings at the end of the 19th century, but only 40 remained by the early 20th century.
일제가 조선을 점령하면서 가장 큰 의도는 조선의 정신, 정체성, 가장 핵심적인 지주의 성격을 하는 곳을 없애야지 조선을 완벽하게 점령을 하는데 이것이 말하는 조선 민중들한테는 임금이라는 상징성이 굉장히 크거든요. 그러면 이 궁을 훼손함으로써 이런 것들을 다 없애버림으로 해서 조선 민중들한테 아주 그 모멸감을 느끼게 만드는 거죠.
Gyeongbokgung Palace's first restoration project began in 1990 and restored 89 buildings. Current restoration project aims to restore 76% of the palace. In August 2010, Gyeongbokgung Palace's Gwanghwamun Gate was restored to its original form.
20년 정도 장기 계획이기 때문에 그때 되면은 어느 정도 그때 고종 당시에 전체적인 어떤 윤곽을 한번 보면서 우리가 그 당시에 어떤 그 건축 기술이라든가 우리의 그 어떤 그런 그 전통 그런 문화의 어떤 가치를 더 한층 좀 느낄 수 있을 거라고 좀 보고 있습니다.
2015, a new restoration project began to reconstruct Hungbokjeon Hall, where kings received foreign envoys. About $17.5 million will be invested into the project until 2018. When the news of Hungbokjeon reconstruction reached the public, some people even donated lumber and showed support for the project.
문화재 보건공사는 정말 자신의 어떤 사명감을 가지고 공무원은 공무원대로 사명감, 또 문화재 보수기술자들은 보수기술자들의 사명감 이런 걸 가지고 후대에 이 유물이 남는다는 생각으로 자기 이름이 남는다는 생각으로 사적인 이익보다는 우리 민족이나 또 우리 문화재를 위해서 공공성을 가지고 일을 해줬으면 좋겠어요.
Gyeongbokgung Palace is a representation of the Korean spirit. It's an important cultural property that must be passed down to our next generations. We must restore it to its original form and preserve and protect it with a sense of duty. A global robot exhibition held in Goyang, Gyeonggi-do Province. It is where robots from all around the world gather to show off their technologies. And among them, Korea's ingenious robots stand out and catch people's attention.
We see the robotics market as has an enormous potential coming forward, and Korea is one of the countries that actually has the highest number of robots per capita in the world. So it's probably one of the best places to be if you're interested in robotics.
The size of Korea's robotics market has doubled since 2009 and is developing fast. This was possible because of Korean government's intensive investment.
우리나라는 그간 정부 주도로 로봇에 대한 투자를 많이 했을 거예요. 우리나라가 IT 쪽 인프라가 있다 보니까 로봇에 발전할 수 있는 그런 윗거름이 된 것 같습니다. 그리고 무엇보다도 인근에 있는 큰 시장, 중국 시장이기 때문에 우리가 끊임없이 로봇을 또 이렇게 개발해야 되는 그런 또 당위성도 있고요.
The result came immediately. DARPA Robotics Challenge presents a disaster environment similar to the Fukushima nuclear accident in 2011. The competition tests the robot's ability to complete 8 tasks in a place of humans, which include driving cars, closing valves, and climbing up the stairs. Robots walking on 2 legs tend to be unstable. For stabilized mobility, Hubo moves on both legs and wheels. Its firm body and arm rotation also made it possible to successfully complete the tasks. Countries with advanced robotics technologies such as the US and Japan participated in the challenge. But Hubo won first place with a record of 44 minutes and 28 seconds. Korea's victory changed people's views on Korean technology. KAIST Humanoid Robot Research Center. We met the DARPA Robotics Challenge champion Hubo here. 180 centimeters tall and weighing 80 kilograms, Hubo is similar to a human's body size. KAIST team developed their technologies for over a year and a half to build the most suitable robot for disaster scenes.
여기 이제 붙어 있는 부분이 우리가 그 비전 부분인데 여기 위에 있는 것이 라이더라고 여기서 레이저를 방출을 해서 주변에 3차원 이미지를 갖다가 재구성합니다. 이 뒤에는 그 외부하고 통신할 수 있는 통신 키트가 들어가 있습니다. 이 한쪽 팔은 7개 그 모터로 구성되어 있는데 7개의 모터로 구성되어 있어서 거의 사람하고 유사한 자연스러운 운동을 할 수 있고.
Along with the development of humanoid robots, Korea's robotics industry has been growing since 2004. The robotics activities are expanding to various disciplines as well. In the medical field, robots are particularly well received, having successfully conducted cancer surgeries. Robots are also used to conduct military and underseas missions. As more diverse fields began using robots, technologies have been steadily developing to keep up with the demands. One Korean company entered the list of top 50 robotics companies compiled by the U.S. Robotics Business Review. This company in Songnam, Gyeonggi-do Province develops service robots.
Hello.
Hello, nice to meet you.
What are you doing?
Just chatting with you.
Puro can speak 30 languages and has entertainment features.
This robot is, we call it Puro. Puro can provide some variety of information service.
It can provide information and even take photos for its users. Over 20 countries, including France, China, and United Arab Emirates, have bought Puro. You can meet the robot at airports, theaters, hospitals, and more.
I believe the future is very bright for Korea in robotics. I know that the government-industry partnership is exceptionally strong in Korea and very effective. Anything Korea has put their heart towards or put their minds towards, whether it be automotive, whether it be mobility, whether it be broadband, whether it be flat panel, they've become the best in the world. Korea says they want to be the best in robotics. I have no doubt Korea will be a leader in the world of robotics.
The robotics market is regarded as the blue ocean because of its diverse applications. And Korea's robots are rapidly advancing to keep up with the demands of the global market.